period, we do have two presentations. The first one is the Nigerian Independence Day Proclamation by Councilmember Swara. So, Councilmember Swara, are you ready? You're doing, oh, okay. So the first one will be Emma Smith Proclamation. Oh, okay. It's like I'm a child. Okay.
Joy. No, the other Joy and for real. JK. All right. Thank you, Pro Tem, and congratulations again. So this is a proclamation recognizing Miss Emma's 100th birthday. Whereas Miss Emma Hopkins Smith, known to all as Miss Emma, was born in Lynch, Kentucky to Emmett and Nanny Mary Bobbitt. And whereas Miss Emma and her twin brother, Emmett Jr., were the fifth and sixth siblings of 9 siblings, Miss Emma was educated in the Lynch Colored School, where she excelled as a student and graduated as the valedictorian. She was also the head majorette of the Lynch Pirates marching band. And
whereas, after graduation, Miss Emma went to Dayton, Ohio to live with her mother's sister and her husband. She worked as a clerk typist at Wright-Patterson Field and later returned to Lynch, Kentucky. And
whereas Miss Emma married a young coal miner, Mr. Jasper Hopkins, and to this union 2 daughters were born, Frida Hopkins, outlaw, and Rita Hopkins, Bird. In 1976, Mr. Hopkins passed away, and Miss Emma later married Mr. Otis B. Smith, to whom she remained married until his passing. And
whereas Miss Emma began working as the operating room cleaning person for the U.S. Steel Hospital that was operated by the Sisters of Notre Dame, a Catholic order of religious sisters who serve the poor. The nuns recognized that Miss Emma was very bright and trained her to be an operating room technician. The training in the Notre Dame Hospital was not transferable, but when the hospital closed, she became employed by the Harlan Appalachian Regional Hospital, where she studied and passed the examination for National Certified Operating Room and Surgical Technicians. And
whereas, with these credentials, Ms. Emma worked alongside and assisted surgeons, nurses, and other members of the healthcare team during surgical operations. During her tenure, many surgeons would not operate if she was not scheduled to assist them. She also participated in training residents from the University of Kentucky in the operating room. Ms. Emma worked at ARH until she retired in 1979 after refusing to cross the picket lines, where the hospital food service and sanitation workers were on strike. And
whereas Ms. Emma was a very active member of the Lynch community and secular, social, and religious areas. She was the worthy matron for the Order of the Eastern Star, an active member of the Red Hatters and the Imbenaries, a cultural club that provided community services such as making dinner for those who were not able to do for themselves and other events. And whereas Ms. Emma was also a committed member of the Eastern Kentucky Social Club, founded in 1969 by families of Black coal miners, and may be the longest-running African-American organization of its kind dedicated to social purposes. And
whereas for many years you could find Miss Emma in the kitchen of the club on Friday and Saturday nights, frying chicken to be sold as sandwiches to raise money for the EKSC Scholarship Fund. And Whereas Miss Emma was a lifelong member of the Good Temple African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, where she served as assistant superintendent of the Sunday school, member of the trustee board where she was the secretary, head of fundraising, and in many other leadership roles. She is fondly remembered by many young people during the 1960s and 1970s as the parent who provided transportation to all of the out-of-town church events and
Whereas Miss Emma was on call to serve individuals in her community who had home health care needs, such as wound care. In fact, her daughters used to tease her that she was practicing medicine/nursing without a license. She was known in the community for her healing hands and thus was always being requested because she was kind, compassionate, knew what she was doing, and provided services at no cost. And
Whereas in 2014, Ms. Emma relocated to Nashville to be closer to family. She joined Clark United Methodist Church, where she actively participated, working with the Meals on Wheels ministry, United Women of Faith, the hospitality ministry, and always volunteered when the church needed something. And whereas Ms. Emma is the last surviving sibling in her family, however, she is surrounded by love from her 2 daughters, 2 devoted son-in-laws, 5 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren, a host of nieces and nephews, and many friends. And now, therefore, I, Zophar Sora, Councilmember at Large of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, and the other signed council members of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, do hereby recognize and celebrate Ms. Emma Smith and congratulate her upon this joyous occasion of her 100th birthday and extend our very best wishes for continued health and happiness.
Hello, everybody. It was just good to be here in the service of the Lord, doing good things for everybody that you meet along the way. It's always good to be kind.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Emma. Happy birthday to you. Can we get a picture? All right, let's do a picture.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, if you would hold that. Oh.
Brenda, we need that. I want to get a picture to send Mom. I want to get a selfie. Hold on. Okay. I told her you all were coming tonight. We're taking a selfie to send Mom.
Look at that.
Yes, ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Miss Emma.
Thank you, Miss Emma.
I know.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, let me make sure that I give you the right.
All right, Councilmember Suara, are you ready for your next
All
proclamation?
right, thank you, Pro Tem. All right, come on all back, don't you? All right, it's my privilege to present this proclamation recognizing the 64th anniversary of Nigerian Independence Day, which is October 1st. I've asked some amazing young Nigerians to join me today so I can present this to them, doing amazing things in the community. Oh, the beautiful colors. All right. Whereas in 1960, Nigeria gained its independence from British rule. And whereas in 1914, the Southern Nigerian Protectorate was combined with the Northern Nigerian Protectorate to create the colony and protectorate of Nigeria. This area is what we now know as modern-day Nigeria. And whereas
And whereas in 1950, the British Empire started to decline and many territories in Africa were calling for independence. And whereas Nigeria was granted independence from Britain on October 1st, 1960, and became the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Whereas a new constitution was established with Abubakar Tofwadi Baliwa as its elected prime minister and a ceremonial head of state. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was previously the governor general.
Azikiwe.
Nnamdi Azikiwe, was previously the governor general, was the first president of Nigeria, and whereas since its independence, Nigeria has had 16 presidents / heads of state. It is currently under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigeria has maintained ties to the United States through its president and its ambassador to the U.S., Azuwa Imineka.
Yeah, I should have read that.
Yes, you should have read it yourself. Lord. And if there are any in mine, you'll be reading them. Whereas the official language is English, chosen to facilitate linguistic unity at the national level. However, Nigeria is a multinational state inhabited by more than 250 ethnic groups speaking 500 distinct languages, all identifying with a wide variety of cultures. The three largest ethnic groups are the Hausa, okay, and Yoruba in the west, and the Igbo in the east, together constituting over 60% of the total population. And
whereas Nigeria has been a regional power in Africa for decades, Nigeria's economy is the fourth largest in Africa, the 53rd largest in the world by nominal GDP, and the 27th by the PPP. Nigeria is often referred to as the giant of Africa, owing its large population and economy, and whereas Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa and in the African country with the most migrants to the United States as of 2013.
And whereas the number of Nigerian immigrants residing in the United States is rapidly growing, expanding from a small population of 25,000 in 1980, the 2022 American Community Survey estimated that 712,294 residents of the United States were of Nigerian ancestry, with a large percentage having been born in Nigeria. And whereas Nigerian Americans are considered one of the most educated immigrant groups in the United States, according to the 2008 to 2012 American Community Survey conducted by the U.S. Census Bureau, 61.4% of the Nigerian Americans aged 25 years or older hold a bachelor's degree or higher, compared to 28.5% of the total U.S. population. The Migration Policy Institute reports that 29% of Nigerian Americans have a master's degree, PhD, or advanced professional degrees, and
Where are we at?
Where I hear.
Whereas Nigerian Americans are also known for their contributions to medicine, science, technology, arts, and literature, their influence is particularly growing in civil service, with over 25 Nigerian Americans elected officials serving at the federal, state, and local government levels. And whereas 2 Nigerian languages ranked in the top 10 of African languages spoken in America, with Yoruba ranking 3rd and Igbo ranking 6th. And whereas Nigerians have lived in the Nashville area since at least the 1980s, when a large population of Nigerians immigrated to the area, the Nigerian boom gave birth to a plethora of Nigerian Americans in many different fields, including the medical field. Over the last few decades, a significant number of Meharry Medical College graduates are Nigerian Americans working to address health disparities in Nashville and beyond. And
whereas since the independence, Nigeria has had 16 presidents and head of states. It is currently under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigeria has maintained ties to the United States through its president and its ambassador to the U.S., Uzoma Emenike. And whereas the new constitution was established in 1960 with Abubakar Tafawa Balewa as its elected prime minister and its ceremonial head of state, Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was previously the governor general and was the first president of Nigeria. Whereas it is fitting and proper that the Metropolitan County recognized the 64th anniversary of Nigerian Independence Day on October 1st, 2024, and now, therefore, I, Zulfa Swara, Councilmember at Large of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, and the undersigned council members of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, do hereby recognize the profound significance of Nigerian Americans and Nigerian Independence Day of October 1st, signed to the October 1st, 2024.
Hold your thing.
Now I want Kelechi to say something. So Kelechi grew up here, went to McGavock High School, but he also played basketball for the Nigerian national basketball team.
How you doing? My name is Kelechi Anuna. My name is Kelechi Anuna. Like Ms. Zofat Sorar said, I grew up here in Nashville, Tennessee. Came here when I was 5 years old. Metro kid, K through 12. Went to McGavock. Metro kid, K through 12. I went to McGavock High School, graduated McGavock High School in 3 years, and then I went on to Middle Tennessee State University, where I played men's basketball. Then after I went and traveled the world playing professional basketball all over Europe, and on the Nigerian national team where I represented Nigeria, a country of over 250 million people. Again, to reiterate, there's a lot of Nigerians that help the Nashville and Tennessee communities, and we're ecstatic about this proclamation, and we'll continue to do our best in the community. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Councilmember Swara, and happy Nigerian independence. We're going to go ahead and move on to any announcements from council members. The first one I have in the queue is Councilmember Benedict. Is she here? I'll come back to Councilmember Benedict. The second person in the queue is Councilmember Coupin. Councilmember Coupin, you are recognized.
Thank you, Pro Tem Sepulveda. Very exciting. Couple of announcements for this evening. On October 2nd, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., National Coffee with a Cop Day. This will be occurring at the Finch at 111 10th Avenue South. So come join us there. October 5th, this Saturday, from 10 a.m. to noon, we have a District 19 Town Hall. We will be graced by the presence of the wonderful Councilwoman at Large, Olivia Hill. We will have the Mayor's Choose How You Move campaign, not the mayor's piece, but the campaign piece there to talk about the upcoming referendum. This weekend is also Germantown's Oktoberfest, complete with a 5K. And yes, you read this right, the Dash Hound Derby. So Sunday at 3 o'clock, if you want to see some Dash Hounds derbying, come check us out. This Thursday and Friday also begins the Jewish holiday, the Jewish New Year of Rosh Hashanah, and we eat apples and honey for a sweet New Year. And for all of us here this evening in the council, we have some apples and honey in the break room for y'all, and wish you all a Happy New Year. And then on a solemn note, we know that we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the October 7th terrorist attacks in Israel. We will have a 1-year hostage walk on Sunday and then a memorial event on Monday. So please reach out to me for more information on those events. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Coupin. Councilmember Easlick, you are recognized.
Thank you, Pro Tem. On Saturday, this Saturday, there is a Coffee with a Cop in Old Hickory on Robinson Road, right there off of Old Hickory Boulevard area. And then on the 9th, I have a Meet the Council Person. That is a Wednesday night. That'll start at 5 o'clock at the new Tavern at the Village. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Easlick. Councilmember Parker, one second, I'm trying to find you. Councilmember Parker, you are recognized.
Thank you, Pro Tem. I just wanted to give colleagues a final last-minute reminder about Walk to School Day, which is happening tomorrow. If you haven't already reached out to your school contact or David Brom with MNPS or the council staff, this would be the best time to possibly do it. It's tomorrow morning. There's hopefully a school in your area that's participating. It's a super fun event. You get to meet up with parents and students and walk to school with them. And it's always a lot of fun. So please look and see if there's a school in your area. And if you want to participate, you need to reach out to folks like now, because it is first thing tomorrow morning that this will be happening. So that's my pitch for Walk to School Day.
Thank you, Councilmember Parker. Councilmember Benedict.
Thank you, Pro Tem. And if I could have everybody's attention, I would love to have this countywide important person recognized this Thursday at 5 p.m. at Stratford High School. We're going to honor the 4 young girls who integrated Stratford High School in 1963, one of whom is our former Deputy Mayor, Brenda Haywood. So I would love it if we had a big turnout, and that's going to be at 5 p.m. The unveiling of the new historic marker will be at 5:30, followed by a 6 p.m. tailgate for the 7 p.m. homecoming football game at Stratford High. So again, it's going to be a big celebration, and I'm excited to celebrate the 61st anniversary with those folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Benedict. Councilmember Druffel, you are recognized.
Thanks, Chair. On October 9th, next Tuesday at 6 p.m., we're going to have a community meeting to discuss the transit referendum. It's going to be a forum, so there'll be a process to ask a lot of questions. It'll be at Brook Hollow Baptist Church. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Druffel. Councilmember Lee, you are recognized.
Thank you very much. I guess this is an announcement. I'm going to make it as an announcement. I know we have a lot of people in our area that are still dealing with fallen trees, branches, and things like that from all of this terrible rain that we had. And I just want to say give blessings and things to those to let them know that we're thinking about them. But also up in East Tennessee, we had a lot of our teachers who had families that have houses underwater and had terrible dealings with the floods. So I just want to reach out to East Tennessee to let them know that we're thinking about them as well. And God bless you and Godspeed with getting things back together, and know that we are with you in spirit.
Thank you, Councilmember Lee. Councilmember Gadd, you are recognized.
Thank you so much, Speaker Pro Tem. I appreciate that. I want to echo some of the words shared about Walk to School Day. In District 24, we'll be joining Sylvan Park Elementary for a Walk to School Day tomorrow morning. So if anyone wants to join us bright and early at 7:25 at McCabe Community Center and walk together. Look forward to seeing you. In our neighborhood, we have a joint neighborhood association meeting with Richland West End, Whitland, Sylvan Park Neighborhood Association, and Cherokee Park that is hosting a talk on transit. And that's going to be October 10th at 6:30 p.m. And invite the community to come to that, as well as planning an late October community meeting to make sure we address some of the things on historic conservation issues that's been lifted up by many neighbors. And so we're going to continue that conversation then. And with that, want to wish everyone a happy New Year who celebrates in the coming days. And I thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Gadd. Councilmember Vo, you are recognized.
Thank you so much, President Pro Tem. Just want to remind everyone there's a lot going on in District 17, and I just want to remind everyone that tomorrow at 5 p.m. there's our community safety meeting at Church of the Messiah. And then on October 3rd, there will be a mayoral transit town hall at the Watson Grove Baptist Church at 6:30 p.m. And also Thursday, October 3rd is a very important day because it will be our street sweeping pilot program with NDOT in the neighborhoods of Napier and Chestnut Hill. We will be starting a pilot program for street sweeping. So please check my socials. You can also go to the website and find out which date, if you are the first Thursday of the month or the second Thursday of the month. And there are signs out that say no parking, and that will be between, sweeping will be between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then I want to remind everyone this weekend is Celebrate Nashville at Centennial Park from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Want to be able to celebrate all the diverse cultures that we have in our community, and we look forward to celebrating that. And I just want to wish every Filipino American in our community a happy Filipino American History Month, which is also celebrated in the month of October. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Vo. Are there any other announcements that any council members wish to make? Seeing none, I will close us out. We are coming near to the end of Hispanic Heritage Month. So if you haven't gone to an event yet, you still have an opportunity. You could also go to a local shop, a coffee shop, go check out a book, go do something. You have several opportunities. I also want to give a quick shout out to the council members who volunteered today at Hillsborough High School at registering students to vote. I want to thank Councilmember Berkeley Allen, Councilmember Vo, Councilmember Cash, and Councilmember Gadd. They registered 12 students to vote today. So big shout out to them. That's 12 more students that registered to vote than had planned. We know that we put this together fairly quickly, and we do want to thank Hillsborough High School for agreeing to that, and to the Davidson County Election Commission to agreeing to be there as well and accommodating that. There is one more opportunity at Antioch High School on the 3rd, and there have already been a couple of council members who have reached out agreeing to be there on that day already. I think Councilmember Harrell and Councilmember Lee have already signed up for those days. So thank you all so much for agreeing to do that. We will continue to volunteer and do voter registration drives. We know we did those several years ago before the pandemic. So I had promised that we would restart that, and we have. So thank you all so much for agreeing to do that. Also on a sad note, there was a young man who was 18 years old that died in my district a couple of weeks ago. He was Latino of Peruvian descent. Parents should not have to worry if their children are going to return. And we know that gun violence is a big problem throughout the state and throughout the city. And unfortunately, his mother will never get to hold him again. And if you would like to contribute to the family, I'll have more information on that. But a lot of people are going through tough times right now, and we know that several people have also been affected by the flooding, and unfortunately, low-income people and especially immigrants who are workers are affected by greed and corporations who are greedy. So just keep people in your thoughts and prayers. But with that, we will conclude announcements. Thank you all.